Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am gonna do a makeup tutorial on the power of makeup. This isn't gonna be any crazy makeup. I'm not gonna do any contouring. I'm not gonna do any, false eyelashes or anything like that. I'm just gonna show you my makeup routine. This is pretty much what I do every day. And I just want to show you the power of makeup and what it can do for you to change your skin. So you see what I look like before makeup, which is really freaking scary. Let's be real. It's scary. I know. When my photo popped up, you're probably like, oh girl, oh girl. Before we get started, please make sure you click that subscribe button. I share new videos every single week and I don't want you to miss out. And also click on that notification bell and always leave me a comment. I love interacting with you guys. You know, I always comment back. When you leave a comment, I comment back. Let's get into this. All right. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do today is, actually, I'm going to use my primer. So I'm going to use my Le Blanc Jeune. I'm really, really loving this primer. This is a new one for me, and I'm really loving how it's working with my skin. And rub it around. Now, you can leave a primer on a little bit longer. Some people do before they put their makeup on, but ain't nobody got time for that, you know what I mean? Who has time to be leaving everything on? When you gotta go, you got to go. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go, and I have a sample of this and I just tested out and I really like it. Otherwise, this is like an added step. Oh, girl, I gotta get my sponge. Okay, I had to run and get my sponge because I'm gonna need it. So this is a new to me product. This is from Lancome. It's the Teint Idole Ultra Wear Camouflage Corrector. This will help correct some of my purple that's right there by my eyes. I normally don't like this stuff, but this I tried and I was impressed by it. I tried a drugstore option recently. It looked like I had two big dark orange circles under my eyes and I did not use a lot. So I'll have to sometime do a comparison of the two. But anyways, I'm using like a minute amount. You can't see it from far away, but believe me, it's like small, minute. You don't want to use a lot of this. Then I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm just going to blend it in. Now I still have to use a concealer on top of this, but what it's going to do is it's going to cover up a little bit more of that dark purple color that I have. So then when I put my concealer on, it's going to cover it better. Blending this out. And like you could see, I'm just blending it right there where I have my little discoloration. Now I'm going to go in with my Lancome Effaceurs Waterproof Under Eye Concealer. I love this. This little tube will last you several years. For real. This is only the second one I bought and I've been using it for a couple of years now. Because you use such a little amount. You don't need to use a lot. Use very little. And when you're concealing under your eyes, all you want to do is get where you really need to get your eye concealer. Unless you're really lucky and you can swipe that stuff all under your eyes. I can't do that. If I go crazy and put concealer all under my eyes, I just aged myself 10 years and I really don't want to do that. I'm 51, I'll be 52, and I'm not in any hurry to look any older than I am, okay? Okay, I am going to do the same on the other eye. And you know what I forgot? Tissue. I'm going to show you a little tricky. Why am I saying tricky? A little trick here. So I'm blending this out really good. Now one thing I do have to do is see that in the corner of my eye, I get this little red there, so I do put a little bit there. All right, so under my eyes right now, it looks shiny. I need a tissue. What I'm gonna do with the tissue is I'm just gonna put it over my eye and just tap it on both eyes. It just kind of blots a little bit of it off so it doesn't look all shiny, because I don't want shiny in my eyes. I cannot powder under my eyes. I can't do it. I can't. I've tried, and again, it just ages me. I know some of you can do that and you are lucky. I can't do that because when I smile, that's when you see all of my lines. So now I'm just shaking up my foundation. I am using my new favorite. It is the Chanel Perfection Luminaire Velvet. I love this. Now, this is not a full coverage foundation. I don't need a full coverage foundation because you can see my skin looks really good, but I've worked really hard at it over the last couple of years and it's really paying off. So I just need something to even out my skin tone. So I just put a little bit on my beauty blender, my dampened beauty blender. I love this. You know what cracks me up is when people share makeup sponges and they call it a beauty blender. It's like, it's not really a beauty blender, it's just the name of the company. It's not really a beauty blender. I've tried a couple of imitations and I always go back to this one. I like this one the best. So, and I take good care of mine, and I do not replace mine like they tell you to. When it starts falling apart, then I replace it. So I'm just being real with you. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you I don't do that. And I don't have breakouts all over my face, so I must be doing something right. So now I'm gonna go in, and this is my Lock It Concealer from Kat Von D. And I just put a little bit around my nose and my scar, a little redness right there I'm gonna get. And you probably noticed too that I didn't put foundation on my nose. I don't do that anymore because I just find that my foundation doesn't stay well there. So I use a powder foundation. And I'll share that in a minute. One tip is to blend your makeup. I'm gonna go in with my dual finish. I love this. Now I just use this on my nose. I just take my beauty blender and I just kind of rub my beauty blender in there, and then I just tap it on my nose. That's what I use for my foundation right now, and I love it. It just works out so well. It just stays on my nose much better than a liquid foundation. Real Techniques. I love this. And I'm just going to put it right on everywhere but my nose. I just swirl my brush in there and I go. And I'm telling you, you cannot see, like, it doesn't look like powder all over. This is great for touching up your makeup too. When you touch your makeup up with it, again, it's not going to look all powdery and cakey. I love that powder. I said I'm not going to contour, and I'm not. I don't contour. I just like to add a little bit of color and dimension to my face with a bronzer. So my bronzer, probably sick of hearing me say this, is the Chanel bronzer. I love it. I like to use a nice brush like this. This is the Chanel one. There's one by Sigma. I have not tried it yet, but I like the shape of this, how it's kind of angled. It just works really, really well to just get right there on my cheek. So I love this brush. So I just swirl it in here. Go right here. And I kind of go where I would contour. I mean, honestly, that's where I go when I use my bronzer. So I just lightly blend it in there. I don't want it to be really dark. I don't want to see a dark line there. I just want it to be, you know, just give myself a little bit of color and some dimension on my face. I'm going to use my highlighter now. Sometimes I don't use a highlighter, but if I use a highlighter, I really like something that's not glittery or just makes my skin look dewy and natural. So I'm going to use the one from Too Faced. This is the Diamond Highlighter. I'm just going to take my fluffy highlight brush here, and I'm just going to sweep it in here, tap it off, and I'm just going to put it right on the high part of my cheekbone, right there. I just want a little bit. It looks like I'm using a lot, but this is such a subtle highlighter, and that's why I like it, that you really got to get your brush in there so you can get the product. And I just lightly go right on the top part of my cheekbone. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a blush, and I think today I'm going to use my cushion blush. This is from Lancome, and this is what is it called? Flash Coral. So I like to apply it with my beauty blender. I just take my beauty blender and I just go like that, and then I just go right at the highest part of my cheek and I tap it on. This is really, really nice because it just gives you a nice natural glow. I like to put my highlighter on. I like using my highlighter first when I use one, just because it gives you a glow within, so it doesn't look like I just stamped some highlighter on. I'm not 20 something years old, and I'm not trying to look like I am with my makeup, so I don't want to look like an Instagram person. You know what I'm saying? Next thing I need to do is line my lips. Now I have uneven lips because of a birth defect, but I also like to just outline it anyways, just to give my lips a fuller and then as even as possible. I don't have even lips. So I just go right in the outside here, and I start on the bottom and I go slightly outside. I'm gonna tilt my head down slightly because I get a different perspective on my lips. And I always fill my lips in with my lip liner. All right, I don't use a lipstick brush or anything. I always like to add a little bit of a gloss. I don't like a greasy gloss. I don't like a sticky gloss, but I think it looks more youthful. I think glossy lips look more youthful, especially as we're mature women, than a matte lipstick is. That's just my opinion, but if you like matte lipstick, then you rock it, girl. You just rock it. This is my Marc Jacobs Sugar Sugar. I like it because it has a little bit of a tint to it, and it's a nude tint, so it just lightens up my nude color just a tad, and I like that. And it adds a nice gloss, and I just love how it looks. I think it's really, really pretty. I'm going to use my In Bloom palette. I love this so much. I'm going to go in with this color here, and this is the color Flower Child. And that's going to be my transition color right there. And just kind of go back and forth. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Now I'm going to go in with the color Smarty Pants, which is right there. And I'm going to go right on top of this color. I'm going to go in and contour the corners of my eyes. And for that, I am going to use Jet Setter, that color right there. So I'm going to tap my brush in there. I'm going to take this brush, and I'll leave all the information with everything that I'm using, the brushes, all that. It'll all be linked below. And this is probably one of my favorites, besides the Jaclyn Hill, probably one of my favorite palettes, and definitely one of my favorite Tarte palettes. Now I want to go in on the underneath of my lash, and I'm going to use that same color, Jet Setter, but I'm going to use a little bit of a darker color too. I'm going to go in with Firecracker right here. Firecracker and Jet Setter. And I'm going to go right on my lash line. Get my head up right on my lash line, right like this. And I'm going to go pretty much all the way across. I am using I'm using a color on my mobile eyelid. I was just filming and I moved the camera because I had to stop my camera. So I was off. So anyway, so that's what I did. So I just went in here with Funny Girl and I applied it to my mobile lid. First I sprayed my MAC Prep and Prime, and what that will do is it will do two things. One, it will help the eyeshadow adhere to your brush and not go all over your face, and it will also intensify the color. So it kind of does two things. So now I've already done that. I'm just in with this eye and I'm just tapping it on, and I'm applying it just on my mobile eyelid. I'm not going all the way to the end there on the crease. I'm going in with my Maybelline Precise, which is a good drugstore option. And I'm holding it like this, so the pointy side is there. I'm not doing the flat side, I'm doing the pointy side. I'm going right above on my lash line. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, just right above my lash line. I'm going to go in with my NARS Larger Than Life, and I'm going to go into my waterline, which is right underneath my lashes. That's your waterline. And apply my liner. Next thing we're going to do is the brows. So you can see the difference between that eye and that eye. See how my eye looks more lifted and open? Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. I'm going to apply my mascara and I will be right back. So this is it. This is my final look. I think you can see a difference in the before and after. So I love this look. This is pretty much my everyday look that I've been doing lately. I really love it because it's really, really light makeup. It does make a difference. You can see the before and after. You can't even see my lashes before. I'm not wearing any false lashes. Actually, I'm going to do another application of mascara while we're chatting because I like my mascara. But I'm just using the Chanel. I've been liking this one lately. I use a growth serum on my lashes. It's the Revitalash. I've been using that since August and it's made a huge difference on my lashes. They've gotten so much longer, so I don't feel like I need to wear false lashes. They're still fun to do and wear if I'm going out somewhere fancy or whatever, but I just love this look. It's really, really natural. I love this foundation because it's a nice dewy look, but like I said, you can see makeup makes a huge difference, and you don't have to go in and do all that contouring and all that. I mean, even without that, I think that I look a lot different with makeup on than without it on. So this is almost like this is what I would call my natural makeup look. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it. It helps my channel so much and I really appreciate it. And you can follow me on Instagram. I am going to be sharing more and more on Instagram. I'm doing a lot of filming ahead of time right now because we're going to be moving, and then I'm really going to be on Instagram a lot. So I haven't been on there a lot, but I am going to be. I haven't been doing Snapchat because they changed their format and I don't like it. I don't know if I'm going to go back to Snapchat. Maybe eventually, but I really am going to be more on Instagram. I'd love to connect with you, so please make sure you follow me on Instagram. I will leave the link below. And before you go, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for watching my videos, especially if you stay all the way to the end. I thank you so much. Every comment means so much to me. You know that I read them because I always respond back to every single comment that is left for me. And so I really appreciate you, and thank you so much. So until next time, I will see you real soon. Bye.